What if the biggest threat to your kidneys right now isn't some rare disease or hidden chemical, but the one simple thing you do, or don't do, every single day without even noticing? Picture this. It's mid-morning. You've been up for a couple of hours, maybe had your coffee or tea, and you're sitting in your favorite chair reading the paper or watching the news. Your mouth feels a little parched, but you think, I'm not thirsty, so I'm fine. You go about your day, maybe run a quick errand, fold some laundry, or chat with a neighbor. And by afternoon, that low-level fatigue sets in again, the kind you've come to accept as normal at our age. But here's what almost no one tells you. Those quiet moments are when your kidneys are quietly working harder than they should, because most of us over 60 simply aren't giving them the one thing they need most to stay strong. I'm Dr. Robert Miller. For 35 years, I practiced internal medicine, caring for thousands of folks just like you who wanted to stay independent, active, and in charge of their own lives. I saw too many patients brushed off with, "It's just aging," when the real story was right there in their daily routines. The kidneys are incredible. They filter every drop of blood in your body multiple times a day, balance fluids, control blood pressure, and keep your bones healthy. But as we get older, they lose some of that youthful reserve. Everyday habits that seemed harmless for decades start leaving tiny scars that add up. Today we're going to walk a clear warning and solution path together. We'll start with the single biggest daily mistake I see seniors making, the one that quietly stresses your kidneys more than almost anything else. Then I'll share 4 specific everyday poisons that silently damage kidney function in people our age. For each one, I'll give you the clear warning sign in your own body and the practical solution you can start today. I spent months reading the studies most doctors never have time to dig into, the ones behind paywalls that show exactly how these things affect folks over 60. One of the most surprising findings you'll hear later today comes from research on a simple change that helped protect kidney filters in older adults far more than anyone expected. But first, let me ask you something personal. How many glasses of plain water do you usually drink between breakfast and dinner? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one myself, because your real-life experiences help all of us. This video is going to take about 25 minutes, and the most important information, the solutions that can truly help you keep your independence, comes in the second half. So stay with me. You deserve to know what's really going on with your kidneys, and what you can do about it right now. The single biggest mistake most of us make every day is not drinking enough plain water. You feel fine, you're not thirsty, so you skip the extra glass. But by the time we reach our 60s and 70s, our sense of thirst naturally fades. What feels like normal can actually be mild, ongoing dehydration that forces your kidneys to work in a concentrated, stressed state, hour after hour. Here's what the research shows. A major review published in the American Journal of Nephrology in 2016 followed older adults and found that consistently low water intake was linked to faster decline in kidney filtration rate compared with those who drank more plain water. The difference was measurable within months, not years. That daily mild dehydration quietly raises levels of vasopressin, a hormone that tells your kidneys to hold on to water and concentrate urine. Over time, this extra workload damages the tiny filtering units inside the kidneys, the glomeruli, and sets the stage for scarring. Think of your kidneys like a delicate coffee filter. When you run thick, concentrated coffee through it day after day, the filter gets clogged and torn. Give it plenty of clear water, and it stays clean and efficient. That's exactly what's happening inside you right now. The most common mistake people make is waiting until they feel thirsty, or relying on coffee, tea, or soda to count as fluids. Those drinks actually pull more water out because of caffeine or sugar. The solution is simpler than you think. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of plain water spread evenly through the day, about 2 glasses between breakfast and lunch, 2 more in the afternoon, and 2 in the early evening. Start your morning with a full glass at room temperature before anything else. Keep a marked water bottle on the kitchen counter or by your chair so you can see your progress. If you have heart or kidney issues already, check with your doctor first for the right amount. But for most of us, this gentle increase makes a real difference. Within 2 to 3 weeks, many people notice steadier energy, less swelling in the ankles in the evening, and that afternoon fog lifting. Your kidneys are getting the help they need to flush waste without working overtime. You're not just hydrating, you're protecting the very foundation of your independence. And here's what comes next. One common medication millions of us take for heartburn or reflux is quietly adding to the strain in a completely different way. You'll be surprised how easy it is to protect yourself once you know. If you found this helpful so far and you're not already part of our community, here's something important. You probably found this video because you searched for kidney health information, and you may not know there's a place where we share clear, practical guidance made specifically for people our age every single week. Press the subscribe button just below this video. That way, you'll never miss the next video that could help you stay stronger and more independent. Without it, you might miss the very information that keeps you in control of your own health. The second everyday poison many of us never suspect is long-term use of proton pump inhibitors, those little pills we take for heartburn, reflux, or stomach protection. You might take omeprazole or pantoprazole every day thinking it's harmless because it's available over the counter. But research shows this habit can quietly harm your kidneys in a way most doctors don't discuss during a quick visit. A landmark study published in JAMA Internal Medicine in 2016 followed more than 10,000 adults with an average age around 63. People who regularly used PPIs had about a 50% higher risk of developing chronic kidney disease compared with those who didn't, even after adjusting for other factors. The longer the use, the greater the risk. These medications reduce acid in your stomach, but they also appear to affect blood flow and cause subtle inflammation in the kidney tubules over time. Picture your kidneys as a busy highway of tiny tubes. PPIs are like putting construction cones on the road every day. Traffic slows, backups happen, and eventually the pavement cracks. The most common mistake is assuming that because the pills stop the burning in your chest, they're perfectly safe for long-term daily use without ever checking in with your doctor. The solution is straightforward and empowering. First, use PPIs only when truly needed and for the shortest time possible, usually no more than 4 to 8 weeks unless your doctor says otherwise. Second, talk to your physician about stepping down to a milder option like an H2 blocker or even lifestyle changes, such as eating smaller meals, avoiding trigger foods like spicy or fatty dishes in the evening, and raising the head of your bed 6 inches. Many people find they can stop the daily pill altogether once they make these adjustments. Within a month or two after reducing or stopping unnecessary PPIs, many notice steadier energy and fewer vague aches that they didn't even connect to their kidneys. Your kidneys get a break from that extra daily burden, and you reclaim control over your health decisions. We've already covered the hydration mistake most of us make, and the hidden risk from daily heartburn pills. You're learning things your regular 15-minute doctor visit probably never had time to explain. You know, we've come a good distance together already in this video, and I want to pause for a moment and give you something unexpected. Most seniors have heard that kidney problems come from high blood pressure or diabetes, but here's a counterintuitive fact backed by research. Even in people with normal blood sugar, the kidneys can be quietly strained by something as ordinary as the additives in your favorite packaged snacks and sodas. It's not on any warning label most of us read. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you one specific food category you probably eat without thinking that delivers this hidden load straight to your kidney filters in a way that feels almost unfair once you learn it. Stick with me. You won't want to miss how easy it is to sidestep this one. You've stayed right here with me through the first half of this video, and that tells me you're someone who truly cares about staying independent and feeling your best. You've already learned about the daily hydration mistake that quietly stresses your kidneys and the hidden risk from long-term heartburn pills, two things most of us never connected to our energy or swelling before today. In light of everything we've covered, it's becoming clear that small, consistent choices really do add up to protect the quiet work your kidneys do every hour. And the most exciting part is still coming. One particular everyday item that research shows can strain kidney function more than salt or sugar alone in many older adults, and the simple swap that makes a measurable difference. You deserve to hear the rest, so let's keep going together. And if this is helping, press the like button right now. It simply saves the video so you can find these practical steps again easily whenever you need them. If you want to make sure you never miss the next video we create specifically for folks our age, maybe one that covers a topic that could directly affect your daily strength or mobility, then subscribing is the only way to be certain it reaches you. Press the subscribe button just below this video. It's the simplest way to protect the independence you've worked so hard for. The third common poison hiding in plain sight is the extra phosphorus that comes from additives in processed foods and colas. You might not add extra salt or sugar, but those convenient packaged snacks, lunch meats, sodas, and even some breads contain phosphate additives that your kidneys have to work extra hard to clear. A study published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases looked at large groups of adults and found that higher consumption of ultra-processed foods rich in these additives was associated with a 24% higher risk of developing chronic kidney disease. Each additional serving pushed the risk up further. These inorganic phosphates are absorbed almost completely, unlike the natural phosphorus in whole foods, so they flood the bloodstream and force your kidneys to filter more. Imagine your kidneys as a pair of hard-working sponges. Extra phosphate is like pouring sand on them every day. The sponges get gritty, work harder, and eventually lose their ability to squeeze cleanly. The most common mistake is thinking that if a food doesn't taste salty or sweet, it must be kidney-friendly. Many healthy or low-fat packaged items are loaded with these additives. The solution is to become a careful label reader and choose whole foods more often. Look for ingredients like sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, or anything with phos on the label, and avoid them when possible. Swap cola or processed snacks for plain water with a slice of lemon, a handful of unsalted nuts, or fresh fruit. Rinse canned beans or vegetables to reduce added phosphates. Within a few weeks, many notice less puffiness and steadier energy because their kidneys aren't fighting that extra daily load. You're already making smarter choices just by watching this far, and your kidneys are thanking you. What has surprised you most so far about these everyday things that can quietly affect your kidneys? Maybe it's the water you're not drinking or the heartburn pill you've taken for years. Whatever it is, leave it in the comments below. I read every single one personally because your experiences help shape the guidance we share. Here's another quick pause to honor how far you've come. You've already received clear, practical warnings and solutions for 3 major everyday threats to your kidney health. More useful information than most appointments ever deliver. But here's something surprising the studies reveal. Even when blood pressure and sugar look normal on paper, one ordinary pantry staple many seniors enjoy daily can quietly tip the acid balance inside the kidneys in a way that speeds up wear and tear. In the next point, I'll share the unexpected food swap that research shows can ease that burden faster than you might expect. Keep watching. You're going to feel the difference this knowledge makes. You've watched this far, and that tells me you really care about your health. You've proven it by staying with me. The next natural step is to press subscribe so you never miss the next video made just for people our age. It only takes a second, and I'd be honored to keep helping you stay strong and independent. The fourth everyday poison is the high dietary acid load that comes from eating a lot of animal proteins, grains, and cheeses while getting too few fruits and vegetables. Many of us grew up believing meat and dairy are the foundation of a good meal. But as we age, this pattern quietly makes the body more acidic, and the kidneys have to work overtime to neutralize it. Research published in PLOS ONE examined dietary acid load in older adults and found that those with higher acid intake had a significantly greater risk of reduced kidney function over time. The kidneys use bicarbonate to buffer the acid, and over the years, this constant demand leads to faster decline in filtration rate. Think of your kidneys like a car battery that's constantly being drained to keep the engine running smoothly. A high-acid diet drains it faster. The most common mistake is assuming that eating healthy means loading up on protein shakes or large portions of meat without balancing with plant foods. The solution is to shift the balance gradually. Aim for half your plate to be vegetables or fruits at every meal. Add a side salad, a piece of fruit, or a handful of leafy greens. Choose plant proteins like beans, lentils, or nuts a few times a week instead of always reaching for meat. A simple dinner example: grilled chicken with a large serving of steamed broccoli and a baked sweet potato instead of a big steak with just potatoes. You don't have to go vegetarian, just tilt the scales. In 4 to 6 weeks, many people report feeling lighter, with less morning stiffness and more steady energy, because their kidneys aren't fighting that daily acid battle anymore. You've now learned 4 practical ways to protect the organs that keep you independent. Let's put this all together into a simple daily action plan you can start tomorrow morning. In the morning, Begin with a full 8-ounce glass of plain room temperature water before coffee or breakfast. Then, have your usual breakfast, but add a piece of fruit or a small handful of spinach to your eggs or oatmeal. Mid-morning, sip another glass of water and choose a snack like unsalted almonds or an apple instead of a packaged bar. For lunch, fill half your plate with vegetables or salad, and use beans or fish instead of processed meat. In the afternoon, set a gentle phone reminder to stand, stretch, and drink another glass of water. For dinner, follow the half-plate rule, with plenty of colorful vegetables and herbs for flavor instead of relying on bottled sauces. If you've been taking a daily heartburn pill, talk with your doctor this week about whether it's still necessary and explore the lifestyle steps we discussed. Check labels on any packaged foods you buy and swap one high-phosphate item for a whole food version this week. Realistic expectations. In the first 1 to 2 weeks, you'll likely notice better energy in the afternoons and less dry mouth. By the end of the first month, many people report less ankle swelling by evening, steadier blood pressure readings at home, and an overall sense of lightness because their kidneys are no longer fighting unnecessary daily burdens. One important warning: if you take medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or heart conditions, or if you have existing kidney issues, discuss these changes with your doctor before starting so they can adjust anything if needed. These steps are gentle and safe for most of us, but your physician knows your full picture. 1 month from now, you'll look back and feel proud that you took control of something most people never even think about. Your kidneys and your independence will thank you. I've been thinking about a patient I saw years ago, a retired teacher in her late 70s who came to me exhausted and worried she was becoming a burden to her family. She had accepted the swelling and fatigue as just old age. When we looked at her daily habits, especially how little plain water she drank, and the heartburn pills she'd taken for years without question, we discovered the quiet strain on her kidneys that no one had connected before. Watching her energy return over the next months reminded me why I do this work. What feels like normal aging is often something we can still influence. What you're feeling, the tiredness that creeps in, the mild swelling, the sense that your body isn't bouncing back like it used to, those things are real. They're not imaginary or something you have to accept without question. You deserve answers and real support, not a quick pamphlet. The most important truth I want you to carry with you is this: your kidneys are still on your team, and small, consistent choices today can help them keep working for you so you stay in charge of your own life. You do not have to lose independence. You do not have to become a burden. The power to protect what matters most is still in your hands. Tonight, before you go to bed, do one small human thing. Pour yourself a fresh glass of water and place it on your nightstand as a quiet promise to yourself. You've already taken the first step by watching this far. Everything we've covered connects back to one simple goal: helping you keep the freedom and dignity you deserve for as long as possible. You've got this. We've covered 4 key everyday poisons that quietly threaten kidney health in our later years: not drinking enough plain water, long-term heartburn pill use, hidden phosphate additives in processed foods, and the high acid load from unbalanced meals. Each one has a clear warning in how you feel, and a practical solution you can start right now. Has any of this surprised you or made you think about changing one small habit? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone personally. If you want the next video we make, the one that reveals a surprising connection between gut health and kidney energy that most seniors never hear about, press subscribe right now so YouTube sends it straight to you. It is free and takes just a second. There is no cost. This information is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Please speak with your own physician before making any changes to your diet, medications, or routine. Take care of yourself. You've earned it.